Hello, I'm Dave Kaplan. You're in Kwasaba. And one thing that's very interesting about Israel, it's a fascinating country of three Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And it brings people from all over the world to Israel. So we meet all the time interesting people. And here today I've met an interesting fellow who I decided I actually had to interview. Fascinating guy from Finland who goes under the pen name of Pena. Your surname, which for me is unpronounceable, but is? Oikarinen. You try it, not easy. And what brings this fascinating Finn to Israel is a long story, a very interesting and very fascinating story, which I'm now going to allow him to tell. Piano Penny, what brings you to Israel?
Actually, when I was a kid, so my mother used to read the stories of Bible. So I've loved Israel all my life and blessed the Israeli people, also the Arabs, also the Jewish people. Actually, I love every people from this planet.
Okay, you are a musician, aren't you? I mean,
that's a strong part of my life. But I'm not a professional.
Not a professional, but it's actually your music that has actually brought you to Israel because of that experience and putting your love of Israel and what has happened in the past to music. And that's the main reason why you're here. All right?
Yeah, on this trip, this is my fourth trip to Israel, and I'm just staying here for a couple of weeks. And I hope I will find a few singers to sing a song which I wrote in 1994, 2 weeks after the big ship Estonia sank between Estonia and Sweden and Finland, and it took 800 people down to the bottom of the sea. Only about 100 people survived. So that affected so strongly that 2 weeks afterwards, when I was reading about the book of prophet Jeremiah or Jeremiah. So I had the same feeling when coming to the point when Jerusalem was destroyed by Babylonians. So I had the super strong, heavy feeling of the total destruction of Estonia ship to the destruction of Jerusalem. So I was just weeping, and then I began to write a song, Jerusalem, all the earth is crying for you. And that was so sad story. And every time when I wrote a new line, so I burst crying, and it took me 5.5 hours. I was ready about 1:30 in the night when I got the last lines written. And then I thought that I didn't just make up this song. It's easy to write a song. I can do one in the morning, I can do second in the evening.
So how different was composing this song?
Actually, it came naturally, but it took time. But it was a kind of written story.
And when you're written, you're saying because the inspiration came from the Bible.
Yes. Every line.
And the wording, the lyrics all come from the Bible.
Yes.
But the musical score is solely yours. Where did that come from? It's so melodious. And
I think it came from heaven. I cannot do that kind of song. It's impossible to do that kind of song by myself. But when I was finished, so I was physically, stumbling.
Emotionally charged.
Yes.
Drained.
Yes, and I was like thinking that this is too big for me. no, God, why did you choose to tell me such a story, like what I felt? Whatever you feel when you listen to the song is what you feel, but this is what I felt. But I felt me too small to tell that huge story. I'm not worthy. And it took from 1994 to 2012 that we got it done.
And of course the first was in Finnish.
Yes, in
and
Finnish.
Subsequently you've done CDs in Russian.
Actually the first CD has been published and it's in Finnish. And now I have the lyrics in Russian and English, waiting for the right singer.
Right.
And now suddenly, just a few weeks ago, it was translated into Hebrew language by Elio Kador in just 3 hours.
A young 18-year-old girl who lives near Ashkelon.
From nowhere. Nobody knows her. Actually, one of the world's best writers, and a friend of hers made her to sing it to me just in a cafeteria in Finland.
In Finland.
Yeah, in the midsummer.
And immediately it just gelled with you that this is the person you want singing the song.
Actually, when I was listening to her, I was quiet because it was a stopping moment. And the reason was that I first time in my life heard this song in Hebrew language, the first 2 verses and the first chorus. But what made me crying actually at that point, the tears came from my eyes because I heard the voice of that person who is going to sing this song in Hebrew language. That was amazing. That was amazing.
All right, so what's the next stage now? You've got her, she's done what she's done, and I believe you're now moving on to the next stage.
Yes, we have a lot to do. One thing in this kind of project or process is that, as I told you, it began in 1994. And when I told next day to Viktor Klimenko, who is or his grandfather was a Cossack in Russia, riding the white horses and so on. So I told my friend Viktor Klimenko that this is a song for you, because when I wrote it, I heard that Viktor is singing it. And he said, well, we are quite so emotional people and persons. I'm not so interested in that song. And I was so, he put me down. Right. And I had to wait 18 years to get it done.
Well, you're nearly there. You're nearly there. You nearly reached your destination where it's...
Yeah, yes. So when we did it in Finnish language, it took 30,000 euros to make it done, to have it done. 10,000 copies. And the music was produced and made in Nashville, Tennessee, USA. And the music actually, it is Hollywood level. And there's something which is going to be more. Now the length of the song is 8 minutes, 15 seconds.
In all languages, whichever.
Yeah, one song.
One song.
One story. But it will be nearly 9 minutes because I have a part that the sad history of Jerusalem was told, and then there will become a bridge which is done like you see in Disney movies when some glitter and shining is coming, So that's going to do with a harp. I have a good friend who is playing harp in Finland, so she's playing it. She's a professional in that. So after that bridge, the end of the song will concentrate on the bright, glorious future of Jerusalem. That's an amazing story.
So this song is really a journey. It's a journey, a personal journey, a journey that began for you with the sinking of this ship in the Baltic Sea in 1994. And you've told the journey of comparing it to Jerusalem, of the destruction by the Babylonians of Jerusalem in the time of the prophet Jeremiah until today, where we see the Jerusalem of today, which is this year, 2017, we've seen the reunification of Jerusalem. So it's all kind of like tying up in a very celebratory way that your timing of this composition is coming out. Do you see any significance in all this?
Actually, I have not thought it. I have just been wondering why are the things not going forward in many
But now
years.
they are going forward.
Yes, but you know, this has been like a train stopped in a station for
Right.
many years, and now suddenly everything happens in 1 day or 2 days. And
As we say in French, c'est la vie.
oh, this is amazing. And and the funny thing is that when you begin to do something, you got a vision of something which is really important for you, but that is not so important to someone else.
Right.
So you have to just wait if somebody feels in his or her heart that I want to be in that project and support, because doing without money takes time.
Right.
But I think it's like a meat in the oven over the night. So it will be good when you take it out.
Okay.
It's not raw.
Pena, you've been to now Israel, you say 4 times.
Yeah.
What do you think of this country?
Well, actually, the first night when I came to Israel was in 2014 in 5th of July.
Okay.
Or 6th. It was Saturday. It was Sabbath. And the plane came by Finnair. It was somewhere afternoon, and I went to hotel in Tel Aviv or Bat Yam, and I wanted to room with a sea view.
Right.
Because once I come to Israel, I want to see the Mediterranean.
Right.
And then I saw the night and people walking there, and I'm in Israel. Wow, this is something. I have to go out. And I went to some restaurant. Actually, there was football game when the dark came, so we could follow the football. World Championships was going on at the same time. And then there came a family. The old man and lady was from Argentina, and their maybe 60-year-old daughter was with them. They were old people, and they asked if they could sit on the same table with me. I said, certainly, yes, welcome. I'm honored. So we started to talk, but what was really sensitive, what was really affecting to me was that once I read a book about the new Hebrew language, who was the guy from Baltic countries who found it or made it, created it again?
Bialik. No, the founder of Ben Yehuda.
Ben Yehuda.
Ben Yehuda.
And now when I was sitting in Tel Aviv night, I remembered that book which I had read 30 years ago. And I remember how important work he did. And I was then just a young man from Finland. But now, when I read then the story about how Hebrew language came again to people.
It's like the rebirth of an ancient language.
Exactly.
And this is what Ben Yehuda's really.
And now when I was sitting in Tel Aviv beach and I heard thousands of people, I knew millions of people here speak that language which was dead. So that was a really...
That was like a reawakening for you.
Yeah, that was a welcome to Israel. And emotionally that was quite an experience too. So I was so happy to hear. I swallowed with my ears Hebrew language, and I really loved it, and I love it too, today too. So
what pleasure does that give you to now hear your song in Hebrew?
It's the only possible song or language to sing that song that it goes to your heart. Into my heart it went in 30 seconds. So it was, I have no words for that question anymore.
Okay. And then since then you've been, this is now, as you say, your fourth visit, so you've been, what's your feelings about the country and the people and from that first visit?
I like Israeli people because we in Finland, okay, somebody says we are shy, and that's true, but when you open the box you got some talk, and then we say what we think. You know my opinion, and what I have found in Jewish people, you say straight, sometimes too straight, almost unpolite way, but I know what you think, and I respect that.
Right.
So that's something common in Finnish people and you people. No small talk. Just say what you have in mind, and that's clear.
Right.
So, and also, I have friends who are Arabs, and I think this is a country for everybody. This is a country for Muslims, Christians, for Jewish people. It's easy to be here. Actually, this is like being in Finland.
In what way?
The infrastructure is almost the same. The streets, how the traffic goes, how the houses are built.
But not the climate. Much cooler, much cooler in Finland.
Well, on some parts of the year, we're equal.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But now I have to say it's hot.
Okay.
It's 35 degrees out there, so. But I always want to come here again.
What message do you want to say to the people of Israel in timing it with hopefully the release of your song, your song next year?
People of Israel, remember that there are many people who, from the bottom of our hearts, we want to bless you. We're praying for you, and we wish you all the best God never can give you. So I know you have many people around who doesn't think on the same way, but remember that there are people who really love you, and be strong.
Pena, thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you.